Good evening and welcome to the live show. Sorry we're a little late. I'm not feeling the best today. Felt like a truck hit me this morning, but I'm good to go. We'll roll through the market. I'm good enough, let's say that. So here we go. I'm just gonna cruise through the list, and just kind of fly through today and let me know if you guys want to see anything, if I miss anything. So here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. How is everybody? Hope you all had a great day. I mean, it was an exciting day. I wasn't feeling great, but it was super exciting. Um, VERB, well over 100%, like 190 some percent. DJT, how about that bad boy? Who said that was going up? That's over $30 right now. And XPON, that one popped up, and you guys know we've been following that, and that ran up well over 47%. So it's up 47%, where it closed at. So XPON, another runner. So we had multiple ones popping up there today, and we'll have some more, you know that. So let's cruise through and see what's going on and what's going to be popping next, because that's what we like. VERB again just popped up today like crazy. It ran up to like 16.13. And what else do we need to say? It's split. We knew it. We watched it. It popped and bam. So assume that the shorters are going to get a hold of this bad boy. Could it pop up in the morning? It could be a momentum play still a little bit. It's sitting on the 50, not a terrible spot, but not sure it's going to run some more. But it's definitely one that you want to keep an eye on in the morning, because if it is getting momentum up there, it could run, and especially if it gets past that 17 area. I mean, like I said, it was in the 16, 13. So if it can get back up into the 17s on a run, it may keep cruising there, but be very careful and watch it in the morning for VERB. That's a big runner today. CETX, we know this bad boy's trying to set up. It was down 2 cents today. It opened at 43. It got up to 45 and a half and then came down to 39. And as we've been saying, it's going to bounce around as it sets up here. It's still one of them big curl, fish hook curls, and it's going to take its time. They all do. It did split, but it has that big old fish hook. So it's kind of taking its time. I'm going to look at it on all the charts just to get a better idea real fast. Let me just change this real quick. Uh, Hold on. There we go. And yeah, it's still in that basement trying to curl right there. Let me take a look on my chart real quick. CETX, and let's see. It is. It's going to curl, and I'm telling you, it's going to bounce around. And obviously, we know that they like to close lower than the previous day, but they jump around quite a bit that day. So we have to watch it, and it's not near that 1 day area yet. It's a few days out still, so I'll keep an eye on CETX for exactly when it wants to get moving. And again, the 20's all the way at like five something, so we're not waiting for that, but it was a split. And this is one of the odd split ones that kind of is just setting up. Well, I don't really remember much of them doing this kind of setup as it split, so we are watching CETX. It had a lot of dippage. It did have a split, and now we're going to find it at its bottom and ride it up. CERO. This one's starting to look good. It was curling up there. We've been talking about it. The 20 looks like it wants to hook it up and get back up to that 11 cent area. And it's in the nines, closer to 10 cents, but it does want to move here. And I'm just going to take a better look in the after hours to see how it looked. And yeah, I mean, a little bit of pullback there in the after hours back to the 10 cent area where it opened, but not looking bad. CERO. And again, it's sitting in the right spot. It looks like tomorrow could be a good day for CERO. So take a look at that one in the morning. BURU, Nubaru up again. And remember, I was saying it's probably going to get higher than its other high was, $1.48. I said it last night. Well, it tried to get up there today. It started to run up to 127 again. Um, it's on the 50. It has that weird look, like it doesn't know what it wants to do. Let me take a look at my chart to see in the after hours. And yeah, I have a feeling you're going to get up on that 115. It closed at 113 right here. Where's it at? Yep, 113. And I think it does. It gets over this 115, 116 in the morning, and you get a bounce up. It can run quite a bit from there. It can get up into like the 170s if it wanted to. So watch it tomorrow. Has that crazy look on it, and I'm not so sure it's done yet. So I think it might be trying to set up and run. And again, I said it was going to get higher than that 148, and I'm sticking to it. So I have a feeling Nubaru is not finished yet, and we'll keep an eye on that in the morning as well. LGHL, isn't that Lion Group? It was up a penny today, and this one's starting to try to curl. It looks like it wants to make like that hard hook up. So, and it came all the way down. LGHL, it did take that nice dip, and I would say around 17 cents, and that lower 17 was its bottom. And now in the after hours, it's at 20. LGHL, looking now on my chart, and it does. It looks like it's going to curl up tomorrow. It gets through that to 24 cents, and it's popping off right there. So keep an eye on that LGHL. And even that 21 cent area is looking better for the 20 right there, and then your 50s at 23 cents. So LGHL looking solid for tomorrow. So keep your eye on that. SURG, let's see if it wants to surge up. It came down today. It was running up yesterday or Friday, I'm sorry. And it was running Friday. It did run up today. It opened at 208 and got up to 210. Its low is 183, and it's sitting at 192 in the after hours right there, SURG. And it did. It had that run up, pulling back. I'm not really sure what it wants to do. The 20's coming to meet the 50, so I would assume it was some run up and healthy pullback. Did it get higher today? 212, 210. So it is a little lower. And I'm going to keep an eye on Surge. Surge pays just to see what it wants to do in the morning, but that 20 should be meeting the 50 in the next few days by tomorrow or the next day. Yeah, I would say Tuesday, Wednesday area, it's going to be getting up there, and it could just bounce around where it's at right now as that 20 and 50 want to meet, and then it could pop up. So SURG could still surge back up. MLGO. That was up 3 cents today, and it was looking pretty good. It looks like it does want to curl back up there. Has to get over to 50 at like 43 cents. And I think it probably will tomorrow. The 20's hooking up underneath of it, and it wants to move. It is a China stock, but it is looking pretty good right there, MLGO. And you know we're going to go through the yin and the yang shortly, but let's just keep cruising through the list. But yeah, MLGO looks like it wants to continue its way up. And like I just said, if it gets over that 44 cents or sits there like it wants to tomorrow, it's going to pop off there. So that's another one we were in nice and early for MLGO. And let's look at BE, Bloom Energy, because this one's been looking nice. Had a little pullback today and just sitting on that line. But I'll tell you what, this thing is getting ready to roll. And once it gets over that 1087, it's going to start really moving up there. And that's the 50 right there. The 20's underneath of it, and it should be pushing it up. It just had some pullback today. So, like I said, once it gets over that 1087, it'll start really cruising. So keep an eye on that. And it's just bouncing around as it's trying to set up. So that's BE, Bloom Energy. But that energy is going to bloom real soon. So keep an eye on that one. And DTSS, we looked at this one, Data C, last night. It was just kind of flat. Where did it run around to? 234 it opened, 249, and now it's at 234. So it did just kind of popped up there. It ran up the other day. And let me look at it on mine. This is an interesting one. It does look like it wants to roll off. It kind of just went flat. I mean, it like popped up there and then kind of went flat. It's a weird look. I have to look at this one in the morning. It's just a weird look right there. So I don't want to say that it's still it looks like it wants to continue running up. I'd have to look at it tomorrow to definitely be able to tell. Again, it's a China one, and it opened and closed basically at the same price. So giving me a really weird look right there. And I'm not sure exactly what it wants to do. If I had to guess, I'd say it wants to try to get back up there, but I'd rather not guess. And let's look at it and we'll see later or tomorrow. OPRA. This one was looking pretty good. It moved again Friday, and then I said it would jump up, so it closed at 1570. It opened today at 1580. And that's so it did jump up a little bit and then it came down to $15 and it's at 15.30 right now. And another one that's just it's hitting that line right there. Let me see this one. What did it do in the after hours right here? OPRA. It is. It looks like it's trying to cross through. It was a little healthy pullback today, but it looks pretty solid right there. I would say OPRA is pretty solid and trying to get up to that 1650 area. So keep an eye on that one. That should continue to go up. And hold on, I'm just marking that one down. NDRA, let's take a look at that one real quick. NDRA, that was down 0.5%, went up in the after hours, and this one's starting to look a little better. The 20 looks like it's finally coming to hook it up. I was saying that this week should be its week. I remember I said that yesterday, and it is looking much better there. NDRA, so keep an eye on that one. I think it's going to try to get out of that basement and try to start moving, and the 20 is underneath of it now, so you know it's a good sign. And NDRA is looking much better there. So let's look at that one now too, because it's starting to get in that right spot where it wants to start moving. AUUD, that is up 2 cents today. I thought it was going to try to bounce off of here. And let's see, it's going to bounce off of here, guys. So keep your eye on AUD. It's still setting up, but it's pretty damn cheap right now. I'll tell you that. And if you like these pennies and you're on the web bull, might be a good one to take a look at. The hard line just crossed over to 20. The 20's still at 67 cents, but that hard line's coming down at 64. And you know once that gets by it, it's gonna look good. It started to make that bounce today. I have it written down as bounce yesterday, so I know that's what we were looking for, and it's doing it, and it's looking pretty good there, AUD. So watch that one. AUUDEDBL. Let's check out that edible garden. It was down a little bit today, nothing crazy. It's still in the basement, did curl through. And let's see, that 20's way up there at 44. Let me take a better look and see if it's actually going to do anything. It did curl through and it's just kind of flat. I think we might have to keep an eye on it. It does have a really weird look today. Not that crazy, but it does have a weird look. I think we might have to just take a look at it. Let's see if that 20 wants to come down for it and try to get with it right there. We know once they cross over, they generally hit these fake walls and it's hard for them to move. And this is still in the basement down here. So we're gonna have to just watch it, and I'll watch it tomorrow. I know we've been watching it anyway, and just see if it can get cruising or get some momentum. It could meet that 20 coming down, and that wouldn't be too big of a deal at 44. I mean, it's got to move quite a bit, but I have a feeling just knowing how they look for the most part that this might have to stay down here and kind of just get set up there. So keeping an eye on EDBL and seeing if it just wants to hang out for like a week or two before it really gets set up. TRNR, this one was trying to get out of the basement Friday. Today it kind of pulled back there. It opened at 0.1425, and that was its high. So it just kind of pulled back today. And it looks like it wants to pull back a little bit. Let me look on mine what it did in the after hours. TRNR. That's it. TRNR. And yeah, just kind of flat with a little pullback. I'll have to take a look at this one. The 20 was coming down to it. It's at 18 cents. This is at 13. And this may have to have a little setup time. So might have to keep that one for next week or so. NAOV, that was up 3 cents at the close, but looks like it jumped up to what, 80 cents, almost 81. And I know we looked at this last night as well. It opened at 66 cents and it got up to almost 81. So it jumped up pretty well. It was looking like it was in a good spot right there. And it just tried to curl through. What did I even say? I'll look later. But NAOV, it definitely was looking good. I remember talking about it and I remember marking it because it's on the list for right here. I just went through and kind of through the ones that we knew were going to run. I was curious of all of them, and this one did move yesterday. Is it going to run tomorrow? That's the question. Not so sure. I would have to watch for it to try to set up. We know as it pulls or crosses through, they'll hit that wall. So I think today was the run, and then it's got to set back up. So that's NAOV. But I know we looked at it last night, and just another popper right there. Hour HOUR is hour loop, and let's see what that one's doing. That one may be dipping down. It looked like it was trying to get crossed through to 20. Let's just see that tomorrow because it's hitting the top area. It looks like it should have some room to run. The 20 wants to push it up, but today it kind of had a little pullback look. So we'll have to watch this and see if it's going to pull back hour. I'll keep my eye on that tomorrow just to see what it wants to do. RIME, this was down 3 cents. And that 20 is kind of curling down on it right now. It ran up the other day on October 7th. It got up to that 78 cent area. And now we're in the 49, right at 50 cent. And it is coming down on that MACD pretty hard. And it might come down, honestly. This one might pull back. So I'll have to watch this one as well and see if it's going to dip. And if it is, we'll have to watch that one a little bit later. And that's RIME, and it just kind of ran up a little bit on Friday. It also ran up a little bit on the 9th. So that was RIME, and we just looked at it here and there. So it may be pulling back there. CDT, that was down a little bit today, but a little bit for this is like 6%. And then we know it ran up pretty solid yesterday. Could just be a little setup or healthy pullback. The 20 is coming down for it. It's at 11. This is at in the high tens. So we got like a penny difference there. Let me see what CDT looks on mine. Yeah, it has that weird look, that's for sure. I think CDT tries to continue to go up as well. I think today was just a little healthy pullback and it ran through to 50 yesterday. So it did get moving. And that's that Conduit Pharmaceuticals, and we were all over that one. And I think we might see that one try to move again. AUST trying to bounce back up. I think this one's going to run back up into the top. It was at 201 on the 11th, October 11th, the other day on Friday. It did pop up there, and now it's trying to run back up there. If it gets into that top tomorrow, it could surpass the that 201 and probably top out around there. And I could see it getting pulled back there. But AUST, really solid run. I know I started talking about it. I'm not exactly sure, but it had that weird look down in the 113s. But we were probably down at like 99 cents or a dollar. I don't remember exactly where. I've traded this one a few times and it caught my eye and bam, ran up into the top and then even ran even higher. So that is AUST. And again, just kind of ran up there and it has some good support down here at $1.50, but we want to see it try to run up past that 201 and see how far it can get up there, AUST. And let's see if UCAR is trying to drive because I thought it was going to. And here we go, folks. Tighten your seatbelts because it's up 40 cents, ran up to 684. It's closed at 680, came down to 652, but I'm telling you, this thing is setting up. It is a China truck and car dealership having that hard curl up right now. And the resistance the resistance is at 713. And this thing has the 20 and the 50 and a hard line carrying it. So we may see UCAR really get driving. So keep your eye on it. I said it yesterday and it's up over 6% today. And here we go with Easy Go, Easy Go. That's a recreational China company as well. And this one is getting set up. And the 20 was pushing it down. I watched this one to set up for a few days, and we'll probably have to take like a week or so. May even come down to the 110 area. Not exactly sure if it'll get that low. It could be basing out right here at the 120. That could be its low. Just watch tomorrow if Easy Go wants to dip at all, but it is setting up, and that one's going to start reversing pretty soon. And that's a China recreational vehicle company. So Holo, HOLO. Let's look at it. Down 6 cents. It split, we know, and it popped up. And I was saying it was probably going to be pulling back. Now let's see what happens when it gets to this MACD line. And let's see if it wants to pop off of there. So let me take a look real quick, and we shall be looking at it. And here we go. We were looking at AUST on August 10th. It was 84 cents. Today it closed at $1.81. And like I said, Friday it got up over 201 or two, it got to 201. I know I saw it. Actually, my buddy Timmy traded it and nailed that one. So AUST, there you go with that bad boy. And yeah, it went up like over $1 right there, like pretty quick. I mean, it wasn't very long from when I pointed out that the chart was set up and it got cruising. So thank you, Laptop Travel. Greatly appreciate you pointing that out because I couldn't remember when we started looking at it because I've looked at it and I'll tell you what, my head's not feeling great, so my memory is shot today. I just can't remember anything. So I probably won't remember. And hopefully that comes better and I feel a little better tomorrow. I just woke up this morning. I felt like crap. That's why I basically started the show late. I was like, oh, look, I don't have to get up for the kids, so let me lay here and turned off the alarm, passed out, and boom. I was like, oh man, I don't really feel great, huh? So anyway, let's roll through these bad boys because I do love to look at stock charts and what's going on. I was buying some options today. I know that. And I'm telling you, these things are cruising right now exactly the way we want. How about that yin down 252 like we want it to be, coming down to that 20? And the 20 is right here. This is what I was saying at $37. And I just walked about 37. I, hold on, let me get blown up so I can actually see it. 30, says 37 right there. It looked like it was off of there, but it is like right at $37. So that yin comes down on the $37 area. Just take a look at it and see if it's going to blast down. And it looks like it wants to. I mean, there's nothing that says that it doesn't. And I'm not saying it won't get bullish after it pulls back a bunch, but they ran that thing up so crazy so fast that it's definitely pulling back. It looks like it's trying to make a base, but I'm not so sure it is. Now let's look at our Yang. I told you I got some options in that because I feel like it's going to run. It's trying to curl out of the basement. It curled through. It's looking good. You have that hard support down here. The 20 is coming down. I mean, it's still way up there at 463, but it's starting to drop pretty quick for it. So see if this bad boy can run up to that, and you're golden on options right there if it runs up to that. And it looks like it wants to, guys. So the yang wants to run and the yin wants to dip, and that's what it looks like. And I'm not saying this is going to be permanent, but right at the moment, that's what it looks like, and that's what it's going to probably do. And the yin did run up a whole lot, and we watched the yang dip down, and now it's time for the reversal. So play it accordingly right there. And they did exactly what we wanted them to do today. And I think they're really going to start moving this week. So there you go with the yin and your yang, SYRS. Let's look at that bad boy, Syros Pharmaceuticals, because this is that one that has something going on, curling back up, looking good again. And I have no idea, but they're waiting for that 20 and 50 to meet. Where's the 50 at? 219. It's getting down there. And it is. It's got something crazy going on here. Not sure what, don't even care. But this is the one that had that insider trading or buying, insider trading, insider buying, and that's looking pretty healthy again. SYRS. I know it ran up the one day. It was what, September 30th, and then pulled back. It's nothing crazy. Kind of made that base down here, and it's still looking good, and it is bullish, and it could run quite a bit. SYRS. It's a biotech company. Don't see any news or anything, but don't even care because the thing looks crazy. And that's SYRS. And we are way before the news usually, regardless. So VCIG was down 3 cents, and that one took the dip. I was watching it today and I said, wow, that one dipped hard. It didn't cross through. So tomorrow it has that possibility if you're playing it safe and playing this bad boy smart and weren't in it because it was a weekend and you shouldn't have been. Let's watch it tomorrow to try to roll off that MACD and bounce. So, not guaranteeing it, but it has the look where it can do it. So, you guys know in the morning and the web bowlers at 4 a.m., you're going to kind of see this guy. And I have a feeling it's going to bounce. I don't see it going into the basement or crossing through and coming down just yet Could be wrong. That's why I'm saying look at it and we'll know in the morning or by when it starts moving, you'll definitely know which direction it's going. But I think VCIG might be one of them bounce plays. So keep an eye on that bad boy. And let me just write bounce so that we know what we're looking for there. And we will definitely keep an eye on it. ALBT is Avalon Globo Care, and this one's just setting up. I mean, the MAC, it's running up there. It's just kind of running straight, setting up. Your 20 and hardline are coming down. I think in the next day or so, you're going to have a little pop action on this ALBT. So watch this. And again, this one's setting up for like a couple weeks down the road. I mean, it's just going to have a couple runs in between, and it's about to catch one. It seems like is what it looks like anyway. ALBT, it does. It looks like it wants to have that little run up to the 50 real quick, and that's the 26 cents. It's at 21 in the high 21s, almost 22. So it could run up to that 26, even get through it real quick, and then it'll pull back, probably trade in between that channel. 20's coming up to get it. And then that's what you'll probably see for a little bit. Like I said, it has some time, but you're gonna see this thing just set up and continuously start to try to go up, and it'll be a good one, ALBT. So you want to keep your eye on that one because, like I said, it's gonna set up there and it's gonna be a little while, but it's gonna start running around and jumping up for us as it sets up. So one to keep an eye on, SBFM, Sunshine Biopharma up 4 cents, down 7 in the after hours. The 20 and the 50 crossed, and now the 50 is like coming down. It's kind of weird. You don't really see this look very often. Let me see on mine exactly what it looks like. And it almost looks like it wants to roll off that MACD when it comes down here and like get popping. So it looks like they want to kind of reverse, put the 50 under and the 20 over it and like make it run that way, which I've seen a few of them bounce off the 50, but they are crossing up kind of odd. It does look really good right there. I'd watch this tomorrow to try to roll up SBFM. It's getting, I mean, like I said, it's right there. I mean, it's almost in like a crosshair way where it can just really pop off. So I'd be watching SBFM in the morning as well. See if that wants to just start jumping, and you'll know it did come down in the after hours, but I don't think it was so bad. Like I said, it just wants to kind of roll off of there and get popping. So I would be watching SBFM, SOPA, SOPA. That's up a penny today, and we were watching this. It did curl through, and it looks good. And I would watch this one. The 20 and 50 are meeting, and it's sitting in an interesting area and looks interesting, to be honest with you. I would watch SOPA to try to bounce pretty good. Got up, it opened at 96. It got over one, it got to 101. Its low is 93, and it's looking pretty good right there. So I would definitely watch for SOPA in the morning and see what that wants to do. And Laptop Travel did post the yin and the yang. I'm just looking at it real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna just repost out that chart. Sorry, I got sidetracked, but I just saw just realized that it popped up. So there you go. You can look at that yin and the yang. Like I was saying, the yang definitely wants to run. The yin's coming down, but SOPA looks interesting, and it looks like it was in that spot to get ready to pop off. So I would watch it to try to run up to that $1.11 area and see if it can break through that. So keep an eye on SOPA in the morning. SOPA. It's looking good. Society Pass. It may be passing other ones tomorrow because it's looking pretty decent right there. Peggy, that's at 12 and a half cents, up a little more, trying to get out of the basement again. The 20 is right there now. Peggy's going to be looking good. Now, we caught the first pop when we knew it was setting up right there, and it ran up to that 17. It's back down under 13 cents, and it's looking good again. So let me watch Peggy in the morning. Obviously, if it has some good momentum, you know where it's going because it's sitting right there by the 20, and it could easily get moving. It hit it today, actually, at 0.1316, and it got right over it at 0.1319. So it went just right through it, and it's setting up to get to it. So keep your eye on that PEGY. That could be getting pushed up real quick, too. So that one does look pretty decent, PEGY. And let's look at BCG. Oh, that's this one that bidding capital or something. I don't know, sure how to say it, but let's see what it's doing. And it's been taking some good dips the last few days. Came down to what, 245? Keeps giving that like crazy look, and now it's hitting the line again, was riding the line, trying to cross up. The 20 is up over, and now it's coming to push down. So, well, I might have to keep my eye and see if this one wants to actually pull back more than it wants to go up at the moment. It does kind of look like it at the moment. So let's see. And it could just pull back a little bit and then have like a crazy pop off. So that is BCG. And I'm just going to watch that one in the morning as well, just to make sure. Like I said, that it kind of looks like it wants to pull back more, but we'll see if it gets set up and pulls itself up and tries to bounce there. So I'll keep an eye on that one. BCG. Let me just put a little mark. And oh, Maxon. How did we not go over this at the beginning? If I could type it in, I keep putting MANX. It's MAXN. There we go. Up 39 cents. This is it's split. We knew it, and we said last night it could probably be the bottom and bounce because I wrote it on my notes. And I think you're gonna get that roll off here, guys. So MAXN, keep an eye on it. Could be moving finally after that split. They do, they kind of do like three things after the split now, and we picked up all three patterns. So this one had the dip pattern, and now we found the bottom, and now it's probably it's going to roll off and go up. It appears. Let me see what it did in the after hours here instead of guessing. Uh, yeah, that made it real easy. Yeah, it's gonna roll off there tomorrow. It should, honestly. It looks real solid to do it, and it's not really gonna pull back any because it would get into the basement, and they just had a split, and it doesn't appear that it wants to do that. So I would have to assume it's rolling off of there, MAXN tomorrow. So just keep your eye on that bad boy to try to roll off. APDN. That was down a penny. This one I remember ran up a little bit on what, October 7th. It had that line, and now it's really getting curled up there, APDN. And we know as they curl up, they like to pull back lower than the day before. APDN. Let's see, it's right there, guys. So keep your eye on it because it's going to be curled up and be about a day off, and it's sitting on the bottom. This thing wants to run up to the 20 right there to 70. This thing may double in price, APDN. Keep your eye on this bad boy. APDN's looking pretty solid right there. I'm just scrolling down to see, and it was just the 18th that they regained their compliance. So I don't see anything real crazy right there. APDN. Let me see. I don't see really anything too crazy. I even looked on the web bowl to see if I saw anything because they have way more news. They pick up like everything. And so they have way more news feeds than the FinViz, which again, I'm not even concerned about the news, but sometimes I just scroll down to see if there's something when the chart's set up like this. So keep your eye on APDN because it's looking really good right there. Bolt went down a cent and just sitting on that 20 actually, but kind of pulling back. It could easily come down, and it looks like it wants to trade between the 20 and 50, which it did exactly today. Opened at 65, got up to 66, and now it's at 63, and that's exactly the channel right there. Could just come down and roll off. We'll have to keep an eye on that just to take a better look to see if that's what it wants to do, but that's what it appears it wants to do. BOLT. So that is Bolt, and we'll have to watch if it wants to start the Bolt back up. WTO is looking good and went up, what, 3 cents? It was up a little higher, got up to almost 45 cents. It opened at 38. It's at 43 in the after hours. The 20's coming down for it. It's at like just under 46 cents now. So we're right there. And this thing was riding that bottom, and now it's curling up, and this thing has a ton of room as well, and it should try to blast off WTO. And I'm going to make sure I can remember to look at this in the morning because I'm not going to lie. I went to look at it at the end of the day to see if I wanted to grab it, and I totally forgot about it. I grabbed a few other ones, but I knew I wanted to look at this one because it had that look. So let's look at it tomorrow and see if it already gaps up or not. Obviously, if it gaps up, we're not chasing it. You never chase them, but WTO is getting into that spot where you might want to look at it. And that is our WTO report for tonight. And EJH, let's look at that guy. It was down 2 cents. And this one just keeps running the basement right there. But it is getting better, trying to flatten out. 20 is just over $1. So this is at 95 cents, and that's just over $1. So not looking too bad. I think we just have a little more setup time on EJH. I think WTO is looking a little better than EJH at the moment. And I remember that happened before, actually. EJH was, people were talking about it, and WTO is looking better, and we went with that one, and it popped that day. So I'm going to say WTO looks better out of them two. And not that they're comparable or anything, but they're just both China stuff. What is WTO? I don't even know what they do. Consumer electronics and EJH is personal services. So they're both China companies and not even both tech companies. So there you go. But somehow I just compared them and they're not even comparable. So, but at WTO does look better if you're looking at them. So that's what I see right there. ABVE, this one was trying to get set up. I saw it was down today. And I think you're going to have that bottom bounce right there. That's the look it has. The 20s right there at 56, and this is at like 52 cents. So it's getting right there and it's hitting that bottom. I highly doubt it's getting into the basement, and it's having that look where it wants to start bouncing really soon. So watch for that bounce right there. I'm going to jot that down. Bounce. I got to look for that one on ABVE because I want to see if that one wants to bounce right there. And I'm telling you, it has that crazy look where they got down to them bottoms. And where's that bottom at? 51 cents. What was its bottom today? 51.5160. I'm pretty sure 51 cents was its bottom for ABVE, and it's setting up and looking solid right there. So I think it's the 20s coming down, and you're going to get a bounce play right there. So keep your eye on ABVE and good old AIEV. That's Thunder Power Holdings. It was down, barely down today. I think it even ran up today. Yeah, it opened at 46 and got up to 50. Its low is almost like right under 45. And then it got down to like 47 in the after hours. But this one appears that it wants to try to set up. It did pull back on Friday, and now it's trying to regain itself. So AIEV, looking on mine, and yeah, it's just trying to recoup after Friday. A little pullback. It wasn't anything terrible, but it had some really good momentum going into Friday, and then it just kind of pulled back, and now Monday opens up, and it's just trying to get stable again. So if it gets back up to this 49 cents area, it's probably going to start cruising where that 20 is. So watch for this to try to curl up tomorrow. AIEV, and that'll start to move again. LGVN, this one was looking great. I marked it up yesterday, and it was up over 15 cents. I know that because it got up to $1.98. It opened at 182. Its low is 180, and it's at 197 in the after hours, and it looks solid, guys. And I know I was saying it, and it's bullish. Keep your eye on this one to be a nice popper in the morning. And it already moved almost 10%. But LGVN, I had it marked up for the last yesterday and last week, just getting set up, and it's looking solid right there. Biotech company. So keep your eye on that one for sure, because that one could really get popping. LGVN. How about TNFA? TNFA. Oh, oh no, I just type in TNFA. That's better. Down 4 cents. This one looked really good on Friday, and it didn't look bad today. Just had that weird kind of setup look, but it opened at 161, got up to 164. Its low is 152, and then it closed at 161. So kind of opened and closed. That's why it gives you that weird look. Whenever they do that, they open and close on the same price, and obviously they jump around during the day. They kind of have a weird look to me, and it just jumps out at me. I can kind of tell something happened, and I don't know. I don't like them to open and close on the same price. I don't know why, but it's just weird, and I can tell immediately. So just kind of weird. They jump out It just a weird look to me. I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't. Not saying it's a bad thing at all. I just don't like it. I don't know why. But TNFA hooking up there and going to get moving. So it was just like kind of not even pull back. Just again opened up, ran up, came down, and then closed where it opened. So TNFA, and here's your chart right here. I'm gonna repost that. Thank you very much. But yeah, it has that upward momentum and it's looking pretty solid. I mean, it should get moving right there, especially once it gets to like that 184 and pops up onto it, which it looks like it wants to. It should pop up there and have a nice little run for you. So that's TNFA, and you can keep an eye on that. TNF Pharmaceuticals. LCTX. Let's see that. And I did just pop out the chart for which one did I? Yeah, TNFA. I just reposted that bad boy. So you can take a look at that one real quick. And here we go. Let's look at that Lineage Cell Therapeutics because this one, guys, is just dipped out. You're probably going to see a popper on this tomorrow. I would have to imagine it's in the right spot. Thursday was it? It looked like on October 10th, took that nice dip to 78. That was its low. It's at 87 and a half. It did run up today to almost 89, and it's going to try to, it's going to get moving, guys. You can almost see it wants to try to bounce off of here. Let me see what it did in the after hours for LCTX. Yeah, it's going to get set up. It's going to start curling up and moving right there. I think I forget. I guess I know it was on the laptop lowdowns there or something, one of the charts, but or lists. You know what I'm saying? One of the lists it was definitely on there for like last week or the week before. And I remember going through the list and seeing this and was like, wow, that's getting set up. And it is. It's right there. So I would keep an eye on LCTX because it is right there and it does want to try to run. It looks like it does. And how about this Biomerica BMRA? Because I'm telling you, this one's looking good. It was up a cent, down a cent in the after hours, but this one's getting set up right here. Everything's going on for this thing. I don't know what the heck they're up to either, but they have something happening. It's a medical device company. And let me just look at it. BMRA. I mean, it looks like a little more pullback in the after hours than I than it looks like on this chart, but not looking bad at all. So I assume BMRA will be better tomorrow. And again, it looked decent all day. And then on my chart, it just looks like I had a little pullback there. It closed at 30. You know why? Again, opened at 32. It closed at 32. So that's kind of why you get that look. And that's what I'm seeing, but not looking terrible. And has to get up to like that 34 and it's going to bounce. So, and that'll bounce off the 50 to 20s right there too. I mean, this thing's setting up and in the right spot. So BMRA looking good. Biomerican. I know we looked at that before and we knew where its dips were down here in the like the 29s, just below 30 cents. So BMRA setting up right there. LSH. Let's look at that. Lakeside Holding. This one's curling up there and running back up. We assumed it was going to last night, and it did. It opened at 301, got up to 349. Its low is 280, and now it's at 301. Another one. It closed where it opened and gave me that. I'm like, what? What's going on? How many of these are going to do that today? That's kind of bizarre. We don't see that very often. I'm not going to lie. And then we just had three of them pretty quick right in a row almost. Two of them right there in a row. But yeah, I would watch LSH to try to run up higher. Again, gives me that weird look when they close and open on the same, but it appears it wants to continue to move up. So I'd have to look at it in the morning. But you know, if it's moving up higher than 301 tomorrow, it's probably going to be popping up again. So keep an eye on that. I'm not sure why they all wanted to open and close on the same price. Like I just said, I just don't like that look. It kind of throws me off a hair. Um, I just don't get a clear look on it for what I look at, I guess. I don't know. I never really liked it and you can see how I kind of have to jump around and it doesn't give me that solid look and that's probably why I don't like it. And it just jumps out at me too. So I'm like, wait a second, something's up. And that's why. So that's LSH, but it does appear it wants to roll up and go higher. But I'll look at it in the morning as well. Or RBLX is Roblox. This one was like just dipping down the other day. It hit that bottom on the 8th. And I remember we looked at it because I was talking about it and let it just pull back right here. It is going to get set up, but it's pulling back a little bit more and it has a little bit of setup time. It could be another week or two down the road, probably closer to 2 weeks, I bet. So we'll keep an eye on Roblox. I'll keep an eye on that and let you know when it really sets up. That one's a good option one at $40. So take a look at that. And we'll definitely now Roblox RBLX when that one's ready to run. QNRX, let's look at that one. That was down a penny, pulling back right there. Not looking bad. That 20's coming right down for it. So yeah, tomorrow could be a much better day for QNRX. Let me look on mine. Well, adding letters. QNRX pulling back right there and but not looking bad, still over, should try to roll off, and like I said, that 20's coming down for it and it's right there in the right spot. I would look for this to try to get set up tomorrow. It's right in that spot right there, so I'll keep an eye on QNRX and let you know if it's ready to blast off. And obviously in the morning, if it has momentum, because it went up a penny in the after hours, dipped a penny and then went up a penny in the after hours. So if it does keep that momentum and tries to bounce off that 20, you know it's going to be a momentum play right there. TRNR, interactive strength. Let's see, down 3%. Just riding in that basement, just right there. I think this one might have to wait for the 20 to come down. It's at 18, a little over 18 and a half, and this one's sitting at almost 14 cents. So just a little pullback right there as it's setting up. It's probably going to bounce around, but getting pretty close there. And it is TRNR. Is this, I think, did I already do this? I already did this one. Holy cow, it's on the exact same line too, if you look at it right now, in between PLTR. That's funny. Yeah, we already did this one, so but I probably said the exact same thing. Just let that 20 come down for it. It looks like it wants to, and it's going to pull back a little bit. So, I just tell you exactly what I see on the chart, because if you go back, you'll listen to what I said in the beginning, and then there you go. It just had it in the same spot over there. SPRC, let's look at it. Spark. I know we look at this one and it was down just a little bit today. It's an Israeli biotech company. It was in the basement, got out. It was trying to run up a little bit, and our 20 is coming down for it at 24. This is almost, and it's at 22 in the after hours, and actually not looking bad at all. Let me take a look at on mine. SPRC. There we go. SPRC. Trying to type it in. Um, yeah, just a little flat today, but trying to get that momentum back. So it's going to bounce off that bottom and try to get moving. And again, that 20 is at 24 cent, and say we're at 22. So we're not far off. They're going to meet up. Could be in the next few days, in the next day or so, because as it hits that bottom, gets moving, and the 20 comes up, they're going to be right there. And then they kind of just like, it's like fishing. It like hooks it up, and then boom, you know that they're going to pop. So it's pretty. It's a great little pattern that we picked up on, and we've been rocking and rolling through. I mean, we've hit 100%ers almost every single most days since we picked up the pattern. So it's been pretty good, and we're even hitting them on the big caps, everything. We're calling the market so perfectly now. It's pretty insane. So I hope you guys are locking in profits and hitting them real nice, because it's been nice, and I'm telling you it's setting up, and you can see which way it's going. Because did anyone look at that DJT today? We already went through it, but who liked it at $13 and said that it was going to go up to 25 plus, and now we're over 30, and this thing could be going over 33 tomorrow and just running into that top and getting up there. So keep an eye on it, and then when it pulls back, I'm just gonna read it down the road for you guys, since we're not even there yet, but here we go. This is what we're gonna do. Um, so it's gonna run up into the top, and like I said, it's gonna hit that 33 area. See if it can get over that, because it'll probably get there tomorrow. It should, and we'll see how it looks at that point. But I'll just play it out that it's gonna kind of pull back, or do a little bit of pullback in the top right there. And then it's going to get set up even more. So you're going to see this thing run up even higher. And if anyone doesn't think what I was telling you guys from 3 months ago, how this thing was setting up and what's going on, I think we're pretty accurate. I would have to say. I mean, we basically call everything from 2 months out and just nail it down like it's nothing. Like it's like pretty simple anymore. And here we go. I mean, it's doing exactly what we said. The market's doing exactly what we were saying. Back from the summer, we knew this was happening. So, here we go. And I'm telling you guys, it's the market's going to get fired up right here. Now, it's not going to run like this forever. So, we're going to run this market as it runs up, grab all these profits and lock them in. And obviously, the market's going to have to run up and then set back up, run up, set back up, and we'll be all over it. And we'll know even if anything's going to be dipping hard and whatever. So, but right now, we're catching a nice run right now. And it's doing exactly what we were talking about for the last couple of months. So I think we're in pretty good shape knowing exactly what's going on. And let's look at LGMK and see what Logic Mark is up to. It's down 5% today. Actually, it's going to get into the basement. That would be interesting. It's way down there. It's been dipping. We probably looked at it to try to bounce off today. If I had to look at my notes, I didn't, but I can't. I will when I get done. I'll check and see what I wrote down because I'd have to assume I thought this is going to try to bounce off, and it's right down there. Could easily take a look at this in the morning because it could pull itself back out of the basement. It's in that spot and try to take a little bounce. That 20's at 13 and like a half cents, so it's up there, and this is only at 8. So I'm saying you're only going to try to look to see if it's bouncing off that bottom and getting a little run. If not, it's dipping into the basement and it's pulling back and going down some more. So you'll definitely see it come down into like the 6 cent area if it tries to. So LGMK, that's what you're looking for in the morning. It had over 11 million in volume today, so it could get bouncing. And that's again, you're looking for that in the morning. If you can find that little bounce play, they're always nice. And you can look at this one to see if it's going to do it. Not guaranteeing it, but it's set up in that spot where you'll know if it is. How about that BTCT? Another one. I know it did run up on the 26th, September 26th to that 220 area, but it just came back down and it set up. And I told you the other day it was going to run up higher than that. And this thing's about to soar. It's a China computer hardware, but they do have something to do with Bitcoin. And I don't know what the heck they even do. But it's about to move. It went up 10% and it's in the right spot to keep on cruising. And that is BTCT, BTC Digital right there. So just keep your eye on that because it's going to soar up there. It has momentum for tomorrow. It'll be probably a good momentum play. It came down 4 cents in the after hours, but I doubt that's even going to phase it. It should move. BC. Oh, let me type it in right. BTCT. And yeah, that thing, it has some great momentum right there. So just keep an eye on it to try to continue its way up. And it should. I mean, like I said, it's right in the right spot where it should be moving. It's not at the top and it should get there. So that's BCTC and it's looking decent as well. SLXN. I know we looked at this one before. It almost looks like a shell company, and it isn't. It's a biotech company from Israel, but it has that shell company look, and it is way down there. Holy cow. The 20 is way up here at 57, and this is like under 30 cents. And did it have that little reverse look today? I'm not so sure. Let me look on mine real quick. It could have a little bounce tomorrow. It might have that look, but I'm not so sure it's done dipping yet. SLXN. And again, crossed over the MACD and just continues to pull back. And I mean, there's not a market ever that you see this happen. And you see them all doing this. It's pretty wild what you see. So I think this one, like I said, you can look at it in the morning for a bounce play. I don't think it's really ready to go booming, but it could be a bounce play where it's sitting and it just kind of made a base where it's going to base out down here and then the 20 is going to come down for it. And again, that 20 is at like 57 cents and this is at 30. So it's not that close, but we'll keep an eye on SLXN just to see if it wants to. Let's take a look at VEV. I was looking at this today. Someone had sent it over and it took a nice dip. And I said, let me just keep an eye on this to see if it actually wants to bounce. And honestly, it does. It has that, it did curl through going down. So it's giving me that weird look, but you could have it pull right back up tomorrow. Well, let me just take a better look on all the charts because this one's a fresh new dip right here. VEV. And we love these bad boys when they do this. These are like our favorites. And yeah, honestly, it could bounce right off, curl right back through the MACD and get fired up. I would take a look at it in the morning. VEV, it's in the 7 cent area. And the other day, well, on October 4th, it ran up to like 19 cents. And now you're at 7, and it's looking pretty decent right there. I would have to say it wants to bounce. If I had to guess, and that's all I'm going to do is guess right now, I'm saying I'd guess to look at it to bounce in the morning. So guys, laptop travel and the web bowlers, take a look at VEV in the morning and everybody else as well. I'm not so sure it'll be running just at 4 a.m., but it could have had over 8 million in volume, and this could be a really nice bounce play. So you want to keep your eye on that one. VEV. So watch for that to bounce. And let's look at our buddy Mullen. Someone wanted to see that. So, of course, we'll check it out. And this one is a dangerous one, but it did jump up today. And if it can pop, we'll be all about it. But it is a dangerous one. 20's coming down at 431. I think it's just one of them little run-ups today. I don't know if it's really ready. Oh, let me type it in. Correct way, MULN. Yeah, I don't know if it's really ready, guys. So I would be hesitant to be touching MULN. And this thing is so diluted over the last couple of years. I think Laptop even travel broke it down. Wasn't it like 85 million to one or something crazy? I forget what it was, but it was something ridiculous how much dilution, how much they diluted this company with the reverse split. They had what, 4 reverse splits in a year or something, or 2 years? It's pretty wild. We went through it one time. It's crazy because everyone has a great Mullen story. It ran crazy during COVID, and then all of a sudden it just started reverse splitting out the ass and just crushing people. So everybody had been stuck in Mullen at one point, but that's MULN, and that's why we try to trade. We try our best to trade as smart as we can and read the market perfectly so that we don't get stuck in any of these bad boys anymore because that is not fun. And my buddy Timmy's on, he knows all about it. And there you go. 9.5 million in dilution, it says. And hold on, I just saw it. Yeah. 9.5 million dilution in 24 months, guys. Can you imagine that? Like, you're never making up that money. It's just forget about it. Well, in fact, let me just explain it. So, and it diluted itself so much, we're only just going to go back to May of this year. May 8th, you would have to get back to its high at $785. It opened at 542. And again, it didn't open up at these prices. These are just reverse split, post reverse split prices because it's so diluted. It would have opened at 542, ran up to 785, and closed at 683 that day. And you're looking at it at $2.53. So literally, if you were buying it then and it's diluted back, that's what price you got to get to. It's very crazy to be honest with you. So that's Mullen, and everyone has a good Mullen story. And Laptop Travel says reminds me of Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. Look, Ma, I traded yeah, 9.5 million and got this one great share of Mullen. That's exactly what you get too. If you had bought it and it reverse splits, it just dilutes the hell out of you, and then it just drops you down to like one share, and then that share is worth like 800. You have to get back to $800 to get there. So that's what happens in a reverse split process, and they're not fun. That's why we look out for them, and that's why we also find the ones now that are reverse split and get in right after when they're ready to rock and roll because we do know when that looks like what that looks like and what to look for. And there's just a couple patterns that we have to look for right now, and we've been nailing them down. So reverse splits are interesting, but you don't want to be in them before they reverse split because you generally get toasted. I've only seen And I've been part of one that actually went up after reverse split. I can only say a handful of times, between 5 and 10 times in all these years that I've seen things reverse split and actually go up. Like higher than the price that you would have been in when it reverse split. So it doesn't happen all that often, and they just usually are diluting the company and taking money. So that's Mullen, MULN, and everyone has a great story from there. Anyway, DATS, let's look at that bad boy. That's that chat. It was looking good, and it is in a good spot. Now, DATS, you want to look at tomorrow because that looks like it wants to pop, and not look at Mullen because that one will get you stuck. So, DATS looking much better. Opened at 129, got up to 134, and it's sitting at like 132, and it's in a good spot right there and looking decent for DATS. OXBR, let's take a look at Oxbridge Reholdings up 18 cents. This one's going to start curling up and make that hard curl up. Take a look at this. It's setting up, going to bounce around 238 and up here around 293 in between there, but that's going to set up and run probably in like 2 weeks or so. So you can catch that bounce around too as it sets up. ADTX, let's look at it. Down 6 cents. This one recently split. We already look at this one, possibly, but I don't even know. Let's look at it again. I think we did. It looks familiar, but I don't see it on here, and I'm just looking real quick. Oh well, who cares? I'm not going to waste my time looking. We're just going to go through it again. So ADTX did split back here on what day? October 2nd. The 20s back here at 668. Maybe we didn't look at this bad boy. We didn't. And it's down 6 cents. And let me see what it wants to do. It took a nice dip down to what, 107 today, and its high was 120. It opened at 110. I mean, it wasn't too crazy of a dip, but it just keeps pulling back again, lower and lower, curled through, running up there. But I think we just have too much space between our 20 and where it's at. And it's just not ready yet, I don't think. So let me look on mine, ADTX, and try to get a better look. I mean, it's trying to curl up. I just don't think it's ready, to be honest with you. So I'll have to look at this one in the morning just to get a better idea and see if it actually does want to try to curl up after that split. So I will look at that. XPON, let's take a look at that one real quick. That one did bounce off the split, and we were looking at it and saying to watch it bounce off the bottom and split. So it did basically what we were saying, and we'd followed this one for a while, so we kind of nailed that. And is it going to go up higher? That's the question, and it kind of looks good to keep going up. Let's see. It ran up there to 470, so mine's saying 339. It got up to 470 today. Yeah, that's right. It did pop up there to over 4. So it did run way up, and it's kind of just flat now. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on XPON. We know after they run up like that, they tend to come back down. So I'll keep an eye on that one in the morning as well, just to see what it wants to do. And I hope everybody was, like I said, locking in these profits because this one ran up like crazy. DJT, VERB, so many of these bad boys have been running. So I hope everyone's trading them smart and just, like I said, if they run up higher, they run up higher. Just catch the next one. You can see there's plenty of them that are running beautifully, and we're just picking them out like nothing. So pick the ones that you like, the charts, you're confident with, and rock and roll with them because they are moving, that's for sure. So let's keep on cruising through our list. ALZN, let's look at it. Up 2 cents. And I'll go through the messages real quick and hit the crypto, and then we'll roll through big caps and all. So we'll just get cruising through. And we did start a little late today. I'm still not feeling great, but I started looking at stock charts, and all of a sudden I start feeling a little better. And that's why I was like, I'm doing the show. I don't care. So here we are, ALZN looking great. Went up today, opened at 166. High was 171, got down to 158, closed at 168, and it still looks great to move tomorrow. And that one looks great, to be honest with you. I like it. And I believe this is Laptop Travels list that I put right here. So let's take a look. AUMN. We were looking at this one, that golden minerals, and this one's setting up really nice. Should roll off and looks pretty solid right there. I know we were looking at it and it did pop up there on the 27th before and it kind of came down, but looking really solid again, AUMN. So I would keep an eye on that bad boy as well. BENF, let's look at that. It was down a penny, down another one. I think we looked at it yesterday. It's sitting right there at the right spot on that 20. And I would imagine that one's going to start rolling off the MACD tomorrow and looking better. CHEK. So, yeah, that one, BENF, is going to be looking better tomorrow. CHEK, that check cap LTD is an Israel company. And this one's looking really good, setting up 20s coming down for it. And you're looking good at 149. Opened at 142 today and it closed at 149 on its high and it looks like it has that momentum. So keep an eye on that one tomorrow. CISS, C3S Inc., a marine shipping company from Greece. It's cruising up 5 cents today and that one's rolling up. That one's going to try to get up to the 120 and see if you can blast through that. And it looks like it wants to. It's at 116, 113 in the after hours. Let me look at this on mine, see what it did. Yeah, I would expect that to try to keep rolling through that 116 and or or it's at 116, I mean at 120, hit that and keep going. So keep an eye on that CISS. It's looking nice. DLPF, wait, TLPN, Dolphin Entertainment. Um, we were looking at this the other day. I remember I said it was I remember saying it was going to trade between that channel. I'm looking at it, literally traded right. You could have traded every single day right before that, right in between that channel. It's exact hit it today exactly. I mean, opened at 60, went up to 69, and its low is 57. And this one's looking good as it sets up too. So it's probably gonna. It could actually with that momentum, if it actually gets over that 70 cent area the DLPN is going to be jumping like a dolphin. So keep an eye. It's at 69. It has a lot of momentum right there. This one could be hopping up tomorrow. So keep an eye on that dolphin right there. Dolphin Entertainment looking solid. HTOO Fusion Fuel Green is an Ireland company. And this one's curling up right there and right in there right there. This one looks like three other charts we just looked at. Laptop travel. You got your scanner set up right, huh? And HTOO, yeah, under 100,000 in volume, but I'll tell you what, it moved from what, 51 and a half up to 55, almost 56. Its low is 51 and it's at 54, 55 in the after hours and looking good. This one's going to keep going up. HTOO, LGCL, Lucas GC. Oh, this one's real nice right there. The 20's coming up for it. Just a little healthy pullback today. And that one's looking really solid. So LGCL, let's see. LGCL. Yeah, that one just a little healthy pullback and looking solid. So that one should continue to move and should get up to it's sitting at 17, 24 in the after hours. Should get up through that 136 and try to keep running there. LGCL. So that one's looking good. NUWE, New Wellis. New Wellis was down 27 cents and just traded between that channel, to be honest. Opened up there at 159 at the top of it, came down to the 133. It's at 138 in the after hours, and you'll probably just see it bounce back around in between that channel and get set up. So maybe it comes down a little bit under there. It has a few times, like into the 129s, but nothing crazy, and that's going to set up pretty nice. NUWE, so keep an eye on that one. NVOS. Let's look at it. Up 3 cents. Oh, this one looks good. Yeah, watch this one to run up tomorrow to like 34. It's at 29. It dipped down a penny in the after hours, but NVOS looks pretty nice to try to move tomorrow. And again, you're not talking about anything too crazy, but it's a nice movement right there from 29 to 34. I mean, it went up 3 cents today. It was over 11%. So if you're now in 11 percenters every single day and rolling them over, you're going to be, after 10 days, you hit over 100. So trust me. They add up quick. And again, these are penny stocks. So if you're trading them and you're on the web bull, you're trading them early, you're locking them in, you know which ones are already rolling. I mean, we go through this list and we pick out exactly what's pop. Literally every single one we picked out, I knew was going to be running from yesterday's list, and they are. I mean, it's just crazy. So we have it pretty nailed down. And again, Sundays we have to obviously go with the market conditions, but we were talking about it should be green and they should be rolling. We're watching to see if it's not for any reason, but because it was a Columbus Day, so we had no idea. But we were just going with the flow. And if I said if it opens up green, these things are moving. They're all set up in the right spot. So just had to kind of take in the fact that it was Columbus Day and that was it. But other than that, we were pretty good to go from last night, and we were nailing them today, and we just continue to. So SGLY, let's look at that bad boy down 2 cents, sitting on your 20 right there. And it's going to get curled up right there and try to move. That took a nice dip back here on September 5th. Then a bunch of them dipped on that day or something, I remember. But yeah, this one looks like it wants to start rolling back up, SGLY, and that only has like under 17,000 in volume. So you don't always need all the volume to get crazy. SYRS we did. TARA, that Tara, remember I said she was going to be good looking soon with Peggy. Well, that one's about to pop off. It did pull back on Friday and Thursday. But then bam, it's ready to move. TARA. Yeah, I can't type anything in tonight. Holy cow. TARA. There we go. Yeah, it just crossed through. It has to get over that 191 and it's really popping off. And that's basically where your 50 is, and that's gonna get cruising as well. Tara looking hot. Let's look at THTX real quick and see what that's up to. Just trading in between a channel right there. It's an interesting one because the 20 is coming down to hit the hard line. So let me take a look at this tomorrow just to see what that wants to do right there. It's kind of an interesting one. Not saying it's not going to go out. It's setting up. I'm just kind of curious why that 20 wants to hit that line. I bet it hits it and starts to curl it back up right there, is what I'm guessing it wants to do. I'm just curious if that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like it's going to play out and set up and then run in about 2 weeks. So THTX, that's what that one's going to do right there. And I just want to check it out tomorrow to make sure. XLO down 2 cents, ran up today. It opened at 84. It got up a little over where it opened and then came back down to 77. It's at 82 in the after hour, just sitting in a good spot, little healthy pullback, nothing crazy. So that doesn't look bad either. And there you go, laptop travel. There's laptop travels list for tonight, looking good. And Stock Charts AI hit me up with a nice little list here that he put together through some AI stuff that he's using. So I said I would definitely go through that. So let's look at them bad boys as well. I'll look at these few real fast, and we'll hit our big caps and all that good stuff. So RCL, and I looked at some of these, and I was just kind of, some of these are momentum plays, some are setting up. So let's go through them real quick, and you'll have an idea for tomorrow of what's moving. And again, he just generated this from AI and charts, I guess. I'm not exactly sure, but let's look at it and see how they look and see if he has something going on here. So RCL Royal Caribbean's at 196. It's up at the top. It is setting up pretty bullish. I would say it could pull back into that 185 there, but it is bullish to run. Just got to watch for it to pull back just a little bit, and you'll probably have another nice pop off of there. So that's Royal Caribbean Group, RCL, MSI. What did I just do? MSI is Motorola Solutions, and this one's up there at the top too. So, like I said, some of these are momentum plays, but this was up $5, and it looks like it wants to pop up into that 480 area. It's at 472. It's way at the top right there, but it's been continuing to go up. I mean, just nonstop. Almost looks like BlackRock. So MSI, one to keep an eye on for sure. It does like to run. And like I said, yeah, it'll have a little pullback, but it's almost healthy every time. VRT, Vertiv Holdings. I'm not sure what this is. It's at 112.50 in the after hours. Another one way in the top. Generally not something looking like this I would mess with, but it does look like it would want to be a momentum play in the morning. So, and still looks kind of bullish. I don't even know what the heck they do. Industrial electrical equipment. Again, way at the top, more a momentum play right here if you're into them. So that's 112.50. And it has run in the top quite a bit though, but it doesn't look bad. I mean, considering what it's running, pretty wild that it's doing that. MKTX. Market Access Holdings, 284. It was up 640. Another one, they're just way at the top, but this one, momentum play right there. I mean, you can look at this in the morning and probably bet that it's going to be moving up and catch a quick dollar or two without even trying. And so, MKTX, another one. It's not one that I would generally mess with, being where it's at on the chart, but definitely a momentum play for the morning. So, one that you can look at for that. SYF, yeah, SYF Synchrony Financial up 54 cents. This one's about to get in the top and have some earnings on October 16th. So their earnings are coming up in 2 days. And let's see, does it want, it looks like it wants to run into the top like the rest of them. So I can't imagine it not after looking at the rest of these bad boys. SYF. So yeah, it's at 53.69, 53.75 in the after hours. And it looks like it wants to run up into that top and keep moving there. So another one that could be a nice little momentum play. EWBC is East West Bank Corp. They were up 97 cents, just got into the top right there. You have to watch this one. Is bullish, but could pull back on you down into like the 82s. So I would just keep an eye on that one. But that out of all of them, that might be the only one so far that really looks like it's going to want to pull back. PANW, I know we looked at this before. It was up 71 cents and up to like 375 in the after hours, up $1.17. And this one looks like it wants to pop into the top right there, setting up to be super bullish. This is a software infrastructure company in the US, and that one's looking nice as well. MS, that's Morgan Stanley up $1.82. When's their earnings are coming up? October 16th as well. I remember I saw it when I was going through the earnings last night, MS Morgan Stanley. And in the top right there, should continue to run up there. I don't see why it wouldn't get to that 114. And then I have to look at it because it's way in the top. So a lot of these bad boys are in the top, but it's also bullish. So when it pulls back, it's going to go back up. And that's Morgan Stanley. FLS, that's Flowserve Corp, about to get into the top. So all these are like momentum plays right here. And this one's setting up to get into the top and keep moving. So you can look at this. It's at 55.33, went down 50 cents in the after hours, but not looking bad right there. And again, a little momentum play for the morning. FTNT, 40 net, something like that. That one's way. I don't know if I like this one. I mean, it has good resistance right here at 77, but it might have to come back to that. So we'll have to wait for that when it's in the top, and I don't know. Just has that look like it could come down. GS is going to be your Goldman Sachs. That was up 645 today, and it's at 523 in the after hours. This is going to run up into the top again. All these bad boys are super bullish, and especially how the market and the big caps are. So yeah, Goldman Sachs looking good right there to continue moving. So that is GS. How about Robinhood? HOOD. That's going to get cruising. It's in the top right there. It's going to get moving into that 20. I mean, it's in the 27s. Watch for it to hit that top, but come back down. And another one that'll keep running up as crypto keeps cruising. So Robinhood's pretty much run up from top to bottom, basement to the bottom right there. It started in the basement on August 5th, and now it's hitting the top. It's gotten to the top there. So there you go for Robinhood. And what did I write? IBKR. That's Interactive Brokers. Let's see, up 16 cents. This is way in the top. I think this one's actually going to come down. So I wouldn't mess with that. And OKE, is that okay? No, it's not. One OK. I'm not sure. That's like oil and gas. And that one is about to get up into the top and should probably try to get over that $98 area. It's at 97.50 to 96.25 in the after hours. Again, watch it hit that probably 98.25 area and see what it wants to do. But be careful with that one. It's set up, but it's going to pull back a little bit to set up more. And NOW service now up 610. And that one looks like it wants to curl up and get higher than this, what, 950 right there. I'd have to look at it in the morning, see if it gets over 950, it's getting up to 965. So and that's what you would look for on now NOW. And again, it's at 943.53 in the after hours. So get you right up there to that 950 area and it can pop. So that is now, and there you go. Stock Charts AI. Appreciate that list. Thank you very much. And how is everybody tonight? Laptop Travel, Little Iron Man, Profit Logics, John Wong, my buddy Timmy's here. Let's show something. Mike Drancalo, Elena, Joel, Scoper 8, and Clayton. All kinds of people were here tonight. It was pretty packed. And let's keep on rocking and rolling and see what's going on. Let me look at the big caps real quick. Actually, let's look at crypto real fast. We'll roll through that real quick. Then we'll hit these big cappers. Crypto's been moving. Bitcoin's over 65,000, almost 66. It's at 65,700. And like I said, it wants to get cruising into that 66,000. I believe it even got there. Yeah, it got to 66,494. But it wants to keep on moving. It crossed through and it wants to run. Ethereum's at 2,628. And Ethereum wants to run. It's through to 50. It wants to get up to that 100 and cruise through that. So keep an eye. Solana 157. That thing was blasting off last night. It wants to go through 160 and really get cruising right there. So that's a good look. Cardano back to 36 cents. And that's rolling off the 50 through the 100 and wants to get cruising again. Thank goodness. And Doge is almost back to 12 cents and getting cruising. So there you go with that. And let's look at our good old friend Bonk, see what that's up to. BONK, as that's up like 13%. And Bonk is about to cross through and get bonkers. So keep an eye on Bonk as well. And any other ones that we need to do, Ripple, 55 cents. And let's see if that's going to get ripping. It's underneath it's about to curl through. It's hitting the line and it's under the 50 and the 100. They're touching each other and Ripple will start ripping as it crosses through there. And there's our crypto report real quick. Boom. Hope everybody enjoyed that because crypto is moving and I'm enjoying it. And we will start getting into these altcoins. I just wanted to get moving for real. And we're getting there. So let's roll through our big caps real quick. And then I'm going to go pass out, I think. So here we go. Let's cruise through and see what's happening. Let's look at what the SPY did real fast and just take a quick look and we'll crush through these bad boys. Starting to lose my concentration. SPY 584. And did I say it was what does it open up at? 581. Yeah, it's getting way up there. Oh, yesterday it wasn't I said it was getting into the 580s. And there you go. It's going to get into the top and keep running. It's super, super bullish. I've never seen anything like it. Apple AAPL up 375. And this thing wants to keep cruising up and setting up to be super bullish. Once it gets over 232, it's going to pop up here to off 235 real quick, set up, and then get cruising off of 235. So Apple's gonna get moving. And oh wait, I just like cruised right through. I don't even know what I'm doing. Let me look at GameStop. I'm all over the place, sorry. GameStop's setting back up. Oh, GameStop's about to start rolling. Check out your options on that, guys. That's about to get moving now, finally. AMC 413, and I think this one is just about done pulling back. The 20 is all the way at 443. So maybe bounce down here at the bottom a little bit, but I don't think it's going to get much lower than that 403. So if you see anything in the low fours, you know AMC is probably pretty good down there, and that will. Oh yeah, that's going to get set up and just get cruising back up into the 560s and then roll. So that's AMC, and let's look at Chewy CHWY. That was down 65 cents, but it is setting up. Let it pull back a hair. Maybe it gets down to that 27.75 area as it sets up, and then Chewy's going to get bullish right there. So it could have a little bit of pullback. NVDA, NVIDIA, That was up $3.27. It's up to 138.01 in the after hours. And this thing's about to run up in the top. It's bullish and wants to get moving. Apple, I already did, and that was up and it's going to keep moving. And let's look at Google. GOG. Let's see. Google's hitting that resistance right there at 167. And it did. It made that hard curl. It could pull itself back, but I highly doubt it. It could get over that 167 tomorrow and pop off, but I don't even know. I almost feel like it has to trade in between this channel right here of 167 and 166 and 161. So let me keep an eye on Google, but it is setting up to be bullish just like a couple weeks down the road. Amazon, let's see. That was actually down today as it was crawling up to the line. It didn't hit it. It kind of just dipped down a little bit. I think it's going to pop back up tomorrow. I'm not sure why it pulled back today, but it did just have a little bit of pullback. But I think Amazon's going to get rolling right there. Nothing wrong with it. Here comes Meta. That was up 47 cents, and I think Meta's pulling back here. It's hitting the line, kind of crossing down. It's been at that top. I've been saying it and sticking to my guns. It needs to pull back to get down to this like 572 so that it can like really get set up. And I'm sticking to my guns that Meta needs to pull back. I'm not saying it has to come down that far, but it could come down that far. More likely it'll come into like the 580s at that 590, but it should pull back to set back up. Microsoft at 419 right now, and this bad boy is curling up, setting up. It got up to what, 424 today, and it opened at 417. It's at 419, and Microsoft is looking good. And I can say I was definitely looking at the options on this today as well. So keep an eye on Microsoft. It'll get running once it gets back up over that 424. It's going to get up to that 430. And it's setting up to be pretty bullish, especially down the road. We'll watch it to see if it should get crawled up right through there on that look. So we will watch that. Oh, Amazon pulled back because they expect to spend 2.5 billion next year on AI improvements, an investors project that to be a drain on Amazon's earnings in the short term. But yeah, I mean that's an investment. So obviously people look at it. And again, you know what happened, and I'll be completely honest with you. Meta, they had that whole the virtual reality, whatever the heck they were doing. I forget what it was even called. And they were dumping a bunch of money into that. And then it didn't even do well. And that's when Meta came down to $80 and the stock chart looked great. And I said, hey, Meta's a great buy right there at $80. So, and they were investing money. That's why the charts, that's why you could tell the money was right. And the charts set up because they had the right investments going on. So, we'll definitely keep an eye on Amazon. We do every day, but that's an interesting one right there because I do like stuff like that because it will. But Microsoft too, setting up, and I know they got AI and all kinds of stuff. Matter of fact, it said OpenAI snatches up Microsoft's generative AI research lead. So I'm not sure what happened with that, but Microsoft is set up to run. Let's roll through the rest of them. Tesla up at $1.36. And again, it is at that bottom right there, 219. I think we're at a good price. I think I got to start looking at the options on this as well. You have the earnings coming out on the 23rd. So they'll be down the like next week, I guess. Is that the 23rd next week? Guess it is. Yeah. Today's the 14th. Yeah, next Wednesday. So Tesla's earnings will come out and that thing will get bouncing. So keep an eye on Tesla and look at that because that could be a really nice play for you. Let's roll through these. Nike down 55 cents, setting up to be bullish. Just watch for it to pull back as it's setting up. Rivian, keep an eye on this. It's getting to be right there now, down 15 cents. And that hard line's coming down to it. It just crossed through, and we're going to see some bounce in the 20s at 11.22. This is at 10:35, and Rivian's going to be looking decent as well. PLTR, this thing's just crazy. It actually kind of came down a little bit today, finally. And again, I think this thing definitely has to come down. I mean, it's been at the top forever and just kept running, kept saying it was a momentum play for like 2 weeks straight. It was insane. Sophie, we knew was going to pop, and look at it, up a dollar today, over a dollar, up well over 11%. And it opened at 962 and it got up to what, 1004 or something. I think it got even higher than that. Let me look. Sophie 910 and it got up to 1007. So it went up like 10%. And we knew that was rocking and rolling yesterday. And it may even continue to run up into that top. So that's SOFI. And we knew that was happening. BA is Boeing down $2. Let's look at it because I think this one's going to start rolling off. Oh, this one actually had that roll off. Look, it's touching it today, and I still think it's going to roll off. The 20s right at 153, which is nothing for this. And yeah, I think Boeing, their earnings is what? October 23rd as well. So I think Boeing's getting set up to try to run. It could just bounce down right around this area in that 148, but it does look pretty decent. They try to set up snow. This one had run up. I mean, we looked at it when it was down here in what, the 110s. It's at 123. It's hitting the resistance. Just watch for it to set back up. I'll keep an eye and tell you when it's ready again. Dell, we knew was running up. Could be topping. I'll keep an eye on Dell, see what it wants to do tomorrow, but we knew that was running up today, and it did. AMD, that was actually down. It's pulling back a little bit, but setting up super bullish. Watch for it in the 162 area. It's at 165 and it is crossing down. So we'll watch for some pullback, and then that one's going to get set up. That'll be a good one to rock and roll because that one's going to pop when it's set up. AMD space. Let's look at SPCE. That's good old Virgin Galactic. And it was up 34 cents today. And I'm telling you, I was looking at the options on this as well because this one wants to cruise. And I was saying it the other day, I was saying it wanted to move, and it's ready now. So keep an eye on space because it could get up there in the space. Has a lot of room in front of it down at the $6 area. So keep your eye on that bad boy. SPCE for sure. INTC, that good old Intel. It's just setting up right there. I think it's going to get rolling off that MACD again. We saw it kind of run up. So I think that one gets rolling pretty soon. Disney, that one was up 84 cents. This one's going to get popping, guys. This one's about to cross through hard. And once it gets over that 95, it's going to pop. I might have to look at some options on that bad boy because that's going to run up. SMCI came down 41 cents. Just a little healthy pullback, nothing crazy. I think you're going to see a little channel trading here between the 48 and the 44, and then it's going to set up on the 20 and 50 meet and get moving again. So that's SMCI, and it will move. Oxy down 85 cents. That sector was down, oil and gas, so just pulling back, probably going to get stuck on the 20 down here at $53. It's at 53.15. So let's see how much it pulls back tomorrow. And let's look at XOM. That's Exxon Mobil is actually trying to move up. I'm surprised. Um, see, we'll see if it gets up to 125. It's in that 124 area. It is kind of setting up to be more bullish than Oxy was, so I'll watch them too and just see. But Exxon Mobil looks like it wants to roll up a little higher. Mara, that one ran up today, got up to almost $18, 17.96. It opened at 16.79. And this thing's getting cruising as Bitcoin and crypto are moving. So you know you're going to get that move. Riot was looking pretty good, and that went up 33 cents. But I think Riot's going to stop off at the $9 area and then have to reset up. So, but the 20 and 50 were meeting and pushed it up there. So kind of knew it. I think it's going to have to just kind of reset up. We'll watch it though. Oh, good. I think my brain's getting tired here. CLSK Clean Spark up $1.22. Oh, this one's out. We were looking at this bad boy yesterday. In the last few days, I know Laptop Travel told us to start looking at it for another Bitcoin one. And I definitely like this bad boy. It popped up today onto that 50, and it should continue to run up, CLSK. So that one's looking good. And how about Coin? That was up like $19. Yeah, that one was flying today. Coinbase, and it's gonna keep running up there. It's gonna get well over that 200 to 220. It's at 198. So Coinbase is running. Look at your options there. And how about your DJT we went over? So we don't really have to spend much time on it, but there you go. I mean, the proof is in the charts right there, isn't it? Is it not at $13? We know what's going on, and that's at 30 plus. PHUN, another one over almost $5 right now in the after hours, ran up to the top, crushed that one from like under three something over the $5 area, and then let it set back up and get fun again. So that is your PHUN. And how about BlackRock at nine something, 991? It got over 1,000. I thought it would. Remember, we were saying it'll probably bust over 1,000. Looks like it's going to try to pull back a hair, maybe, but bounce off that top. Thing just keeps running up, guys. So, BlackRock, it's in the top. Just be careful, but you can pretty much know it's going to keep going up. It's wild, and it ran up significantly today. So, it had a nice pop up there. So there you go. Or Friday had a nice pop up. Today it just ran up over the 1,000. Let's see if it pulls back. It probably wanted to get to that 1,000 so it could pull back there. Um, PYPL, PayPal, that was up 16 cents, setting up to be super bullish and trying to roll. Once it gets over 82, it's gone. And QCOM Qualcomm went up over $8 today. It ran up to what? It opened at 171, got up to 178, and it's at 177 in the after hours. And I told you this thing was super bullish right there. QCOM. And there you go. It ran up for us. And boom, there we are. Let me take a look at the messages. Sorry, I didn't stop to look. Just wanted to kind of cruise through real fast and just see what's happening. Sorry I didn't post all them. Charles Laptop Travel. I just was kind of cruising around here. SMCI we did. Sophie we did. Luis Rodriguez. Sorry I didn't get to them sooner. Um, and let's see. I think we got everything actually. So there we go. Awesome. I think we got them all. If anyone, coin, or wait, no, CONL. Hold on. CONL. What's that? Oh, this is the coin law. I didn't even know they had it. Holy cow. Yeah, oh, wow. Oh, yeah. CONL. Let's keep our eye on that bad boy. Holy shit. CONL. That is the ETF, the Granite Shares two-time long coin daily ETF. I've never even seen that before. So there you go. It popped up today and it's looking good. It's at like 29. It's going to get to 40. So there you go, CONL. And I will repost that chart for us right there. And there we go, everybody. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Laptop Travel, Profit Logics, John Wong, Licho something, Mike Drancalo, and Elena, Nair something, Scooper 8 and Clayton and everybody else that was hanging out. Greatly appreciated. I hope everyone enjoyed it. We had a great night there, and I just kind of barreled through. I'll be on at 7 a.m. again tomorrow. And we'll hit the pre-market, see what's rocking and rolling, and I'm sure we'll have some more 100%ers rolling because this market's ready. And I was telling you guys to be ready for it. So let's just lock them in and keep on cruising, guys. I love it. And I think you guys do too. So any questions, let me know. Let me know what you want to see in the morning if you want to see anything. And here's the two time the chart, whatever it is. Oh, no, it's not. It's two-time coin today. Oh, there you go. Yeah, the CONL. I'm telling you, that thing's gonna rock and roll, guys. I was just trying to read what Laptop Travel wrote. But yeah, everyone have a great night. Get some rest, and I will catch everybody at 7 a.m. Let me know what you guys want to look at in the morning. We'll rock and roll. Hopefully everything opens up green. As a matter of fact, the news is the couple things are oil prices dropped $2 on demand concerns. Israel comments. Asian stocks rise, tracking U.S. gains, oil declines. Um, EV sales are rising in the U.S. and nearing an important turning point, and Dow futures are little changed after index closes above 43,000 for the first time. And like I said, I think we're going to see some crazy movement. Let me just look at this real quick. Oh, let me X out of that. let me just hop into here and see if I see anything for the morning that we should be looking at real quick. That TVGN ran up today. GRTS, there you go. That one. I forgot about that. Take a look at this one in the morning, guys. I know we looked at it. Gritstone Bio. It's trying to get set up there. GRTS, that's looking better. So jot that one down. GRTS, I think I even mentioned it today. Um, JTAI was just kind of running around. Let's see if it wants to actually run up higher here. Um, it could. I'll take a look at it in the morning. JTAI, it could run up a little higher. That FXI, that's a China's large cap thing. And again, it looks just like it's coming down, just like the yin. So I have a feeling that that's coming down, the China ones. The Yang is on here and it's ready to go nuts, guys. So I told you I was getting options on it. I like it for the future. And so the Yang's looking good. What I just do? Just X out of there? Jeez. So that's looking good. And let's just look at one more page real quick just to see MLGO. I'm telling you, that one looks like it wants to run DJT, INVO. What's that want to do? That already ran up. Nothing we want to do. RANI ran up. That ZPTA, that one was that computer one. That one, like they just folded up shop. We were talking about it last night, so you don't want to mess with that. Um, anything else? Nah, nothing really catching my eyes. Um, and then that KWEB is dipping hard too. So what is that all about? That is Crane Share CSI China Internet ETF. It's an ETF, but it looks like that one's coming down with the rest of them. And there was just one other one that just caught my eye, LUXH. Let me see that Lux Urban Hotels. Because that one, I don't know. Look for that. It could be a little bounce play. I'm not so sure. I don't think it's going to be a bounce play just yet. Could be getting set up there, LUXH. So I'll look at that in the morning as well. So there you go with the market. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Let me know if you want to see anything in the morning. I'll be on at 7 a.m. for pre-market. You know, we'll roll through our Jolly's jumpers and our laptop lowdowns, our crypto, our big caps, and everything popping. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll catch you in the morning. And let me just make sure there's no other messages. Boom. And you will see me at 4 a.m. Hopefully, like Wednesday. I'm just gonna try to get some rest tomorrow because I just don't really feel great. So hopefully I feel better, and I'll be back on. I'll be on crushing with you guys at the Web Bowl at 4 a.m. So hopefully I feel better by Wednesday, and I'll start hopping on there early. And like I said, this morning I felt terrible when I woke up. So I feel good after I go through charts and I'll go pass out now. And tomorrow morning, hopefully I'm good to go. And boom, we'll keep rocking and rolling. And clearly not much slows me down. As you can see, I'll do shows on vacation. I do them when I don't feel well, and I just do them. So you know you can rely on me if I say I'm doing something. I generally do it unless I completely forgot. Completely honest with you, totally forgot to go to therapy, my cognitive therapy today, and I'm supposed to get released soon, and I totally forgot. I even confirmed it on the text message and completely forgot everything today. My head just was like foggy because I just didn't feel well, and that's part of having a brain injury right there. So that's just part of what I live with. And well, let's look. Laptop Travel said the China markets are way down right now. They're opened up down $20. So I think Laptop Travel, I think our Yang options are going to be printing cash real soon, huh? So I told you the other day I was looking at them. I was looking at more of them today, and so there you go. And again, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Let me know if you ever have any questions. You know I'll answer anything and give you my honest opinion, like I always do, and that's what I tell you. Is it's just four simple things: trustworthy, honest, and hardworking, and be reliable. And that's all you really need to do. And I think you guys see that I can do that, and I appreciate you guys hanging out. And again, anything you ever want to know or I can answer, I'd be more than happy to. So thanks for hanging out and have a good night, everybody. I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. for pre-market. Good night, everybody.